Move on to this. Russia and China are among nations condemning the U.S. military operation over the weekend, capturing the now former Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife. For a look at the global implications of this U.S. raid, we're joined by CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio, who was holding things down as usual in our London newsroom. Ramy, good morning here once again. Help us understand what's at stake for Beijing in all of this.
Errol, yeah, good to see you again. Well, China is taking hits in a couple big ways here. One is in its energy security, because it is the biggest importer of Venezuelan oil. And then with the U.S. Military flying into Venezuela's sovereign airspace, landing on Venezuelan soil to take Maduro over the weekend, China's power projection into the Western Hemisphere has also been shaken. Venezuela was Beijing's actually first toehold into South America back in the 2000s, and now it appears to be losing that. I spoke with Dr. Ryan Berg. He's the director of the Americas program in Washington, D.C. at the Center for Strategic and International Studies on China's concern about getting Venezuelan oil in the future. Take a listen.
Whether all of that production, and especially any increase in production in Venezuela that might occur, is going to come to the United States, or whether it will be sold on international markets. Now, China has a way to make up for what Venezuela represented, but it is not going to be easy, especially as the United States is simultaneously squeezing Iran, one of its other top sources.
And he told me that China and the U.S. are getting ready for, in his words, a decades-long struggle against one another in the Eastern Hemisphere, in the Western Hemisphere, and Trump is now making it tougher for China in, as he has said, the U.S.'s backyard.
What about the Kremlin's take on all of this? How is this viewed by Putin's regime?
Sure. Well, it's making it tougher for Russia's own power projection, too, right? Because of oil, too, there can be a line, in fact, drawn from Venezuela across the Atlantic Ocean and then over to Russia's war in Ukraine, as we're seeing it here. Remember, Russia's own exports of oil, funding its own invasion of Ukraine. But then if more oil from Venezuela comes online, law of supply and demand here, that would probably push oil prices lower. Then that means Russia would have less money in its bank for its war chest, because it has to cut its own prices. So that is where Russia and the Kremlin are standing on this as they see this play out in the Western Hemisphere as well.
All right, Ramy Inocencio, great to chat with you, joining us from London.